Okay, we're moving on now to a story playing in Karnataka over the last few days. You might remember that 2 days ago, Pro-Kannada activists took out a protest. That protest lasted for about 8 kilometers, 4 hours of them walking on the roads and breaking down storefronts. Now, more than 50 storefronts, according to our reporters on the ground, were broken into. And the key reason these protesters were carrying out these protests were because they said that signages across the city of Bengaluru needed to have at least 60% Kannada. Now, it's important to point out to you that this is something that was announced by the BMC years ago. However, the BMC recently set a deadline for all stores to make these changes by the end of February 2024. Despite this deadline being there for shopkeepers and owners, protesters either way set out on these protests. Some of them were arrested, and now protesters are raising the stakes by setting a 24-hour deadline for police to release the Pro-Kannada activists that have been taken into custody. A massive showdown of sorts awaits. We'll bring you more context, but remember, it is largely the group Karnataka Rakshana Vedike, the KRV, that has been leading these protests. Let's take a look now. We have some more breaking news in this story. Okay, we're learning a statement has come in from a key activist. He stated that we have not done anything wrong. All we have done is demand that the Kannada language be implemented. Now, take a look.
ಇಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ತಕರಾರು ತೆಗಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ನೀವು ಹೊಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಬಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಮುಗ್ಧ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಶೌರ್ಯ ಪರಾಕ್ರಮ ತಿರುವಿ ಮೀಸೆ ತಿರುಗುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು. ಇದು ಸರಿಯಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಧೋರಣೆಯನ್ನು ಖಂಡಿಸ್ತೇವೆ, ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಧೋರಣೆಯನ್ನು ಖಂಡಿಸ್ತೇವೆ. ಭದ್ರ ಬೆನ್ನೆಲುಬಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಚೇತನಗಳು ಮಹಾಕವಿ ಕುವೆಂಪು, ದತ್ತಾತ್ರೇಯ ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ಬೇಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿಕೊಟ್ಟ ಮಾರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನಡೀತೇವೆ.
The cases that have been put on the Pro-Kannada activists are all illegal in a way, because all that we want is the implementation of the Kannada on the name boards, as the rule is not being strictly followed at all. The Kannada should be there in each home, school and everywhere.
ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳಿಂದ ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಳವೂರಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಕಿವಿ ಮಾತೇನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ಮೊದಲು ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು.
The people who have come from outside of the state, all we want is them to learn our Kannada language.
ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಡ್ಡಾಯ.
Kannada is an important language if you stay in the state here.
ನೀವೇನ್ರಿ ಬದುಕೋದು? ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಳವೂರಿ ತಿನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ನ ಹುಟ್ಟಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನೀವು, ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ತಾಯಿಗೆನೆ ನೀವು ಕನ್ನಡವನ್ನೇ ಮಾತಾಡದೆ 25 ವರ್ಷ 30 ವರ್ಷ 40 ವರ್ಷ
people come from outside of the state, stay here
ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ನೀವು
for the and earn here, eat here, but should learn to respect that local language and try and learn that.
ಆಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪನೆ ಬದಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ಬದಲಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರು 7 ಕೋಟಿ ಜನ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬದಲಿಸ್ತೇವೆ. ಆ ಮಾರ್ಗ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ದಸ್ತಗಿರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾರ್ಯಾರನ್ನ ಸೆರೆಮನೆ ತಡೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗನಾಗಿ, ವೀರ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗನಾಗಿ, ನಲ್ಮೆಯ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗನಾಗಿ, ಅಕ್ಕರೆಯ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗನಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೌಡ್ರೆ, ನಾವಿದ್ದೇವೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ. 7 ಕೋಟಿ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರು ನಾವಿದ್ದೇವೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ
Today Kannadigas are all demanding the release of Narayan Gowda.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾಹಿತಿಗಳ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಒಂದು ಸಾಹಿತಿಗಳ ದಂಡೆ ಇದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರ
Many literature writers are here. Even today they are demanding the same, the release of Narayan Gowda immediately.
ಕುವೆಂಪು ಅವರ ಉತ್ಸವ ನಡೀಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು.
Okay, let's go over to my colleague Ritu to understand more on this entire story. Ritu, we heard right now from the press conference that the KRV activists are holding right now. Their key demand that the head of the organization be let out. I just want to understand from you though, Ritu, we've seen the political issue here, that the political establishment doesn't want to seem as if it is against those who preach the importance of Kannadiga, the culture, the Kannada language, for example. I just want to understand from you, Ritu, behind the scenes, has there been any communication between the government and these senior leaders of the KRV, for example?
Well, you see, one thing that we have to try and understand is what the pro-Kannada activists are at this point in time demanding and speaking about the government. So if you try and see to what the kind of statements that have been made in this particular press conference as well, before that the meeting starts, a crucial meeting that we really can say. So that's what the pro-Kannada activists are saying is that every time when the party, any party for that matter, is not in the power, they try and support us, they speak about it, they lend the support as well. But the moment that they come to the power, they try and betray us, and this is what has happened this time as well. That can be seen of how many members have been arrested by the police, and the government is really not trying and speaking about it at all, which is condemnable. So that's the kind of word that is coming out right now from the pro-Kannada activists at this point in time. But however, you see, we'll have to see to it, because moreover what the government is saying is that the law and order situation being taken into the hands will not be entertained at all, because then you see the government will be questioned by the citizens, and of course that the kind of damage that has been caused to the property, somewhere the government will also have to bear that burnt as well of the citizens. And moreover, you see the Karnataka at this point in time is trying to pull out a lot of investors from outside of the state, and for that matter international companies as well. Well, that is an attempt from the government side. What exactly is taking place in the IT city, where they are trying to pump in the huge fund as well for the startups? What exactly is taking place here is right now being questioned as well. But however, you see, with all so much now, with the crucial meeting underway of the pro-Kannada activists, what will be their further course of action? That is something that we'll have to wait and watch out for, because what they are saying right now is that if their leader is not released within this 24 hours, then yes, the government will have to face their burn, and also that the massive stir will also be called by them. So this is what they are planning.
So are we going to break
now.
or breaking? To a short break. On the other side, we have more of the country's top stories for you in just a few minutes.